Well, good morning from P&O Arcadia. Yeah, this is our first time on P&O Arcadia, and we're heading up to the top of Norway for our Northern Lights cruise. So this is our first day on board the ship. Yesterday was embarkation day, and we travelled down by train from Banbury down to Southampton. That was a fairly straightforward train journey, wasn't it?
Yeah. Luckily, we didn't have any delays. Like some of them were, weren't they?
Yeah.
So we didn't have any delays. So and it was nice. Nice not having to drive, wasn't it?
Nice not having to drive. Bit of a faff down at Southampton Central Station. The taxi rank had been dug up, so it didn't give us too many taxi options. We took a walk from the station across to the coach station, about 5 minutes with our cases. And the good thing about that was just right next to John Lewis with that amazing cafe, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was really nice. We needed a cup of tea. They weren't serving tea on the train, were they? Unfortunately. So we're gasping for a cuppa, and which we got, and we had a cake, didn't we?
It does seem that that's a popular option with many of the cruise terminal passengers as well. There were quite a few in there.
It was quite busy, wasn't it?
Doing exactly what we were doing. So that was a good option. It was about £5 in an Uber from the coach station to the ocean cruise terminal where we embarked on the Arcadia. An embarkation.
Nice gentleman, but don't forget Hassan.
Oh,
Shout
Hassan.
out to Hassan.
Shout out to Hassan. What a great Uber driver he was. Really friendly, really helpful. And embarkation was painless, wasn't it?
Really easy. Dropped our cases off.
Yeah.
Right.
Got out the cab,
got in.
gave the cases to somebody else, and then walked in, check-in, security, straight on the ship. No bother at all. So it's first time on Arcadia, and we've had a mooch around. It's quite nice. Ship's quite small. There's plenty of space as well. We had a meal. It was all right, wasn't it? In the buffet last night.
Yeah, it's just the buffet, wasn't it?
It wasn't anything special, but
it was nice.
It was
fine.
Right. Mooch around. We found a nice bar last night, didn't we?
Brilliant. Yeah, the Globe.
The Globe. It was like a nightclub kind of vibe. Good Life band. What
the band was called The Pulse.
You liked that, didn't you?
They were amazing. They got people up dancing and all sorts. So really good, really good.
And of course, you like the cocktails.
Yeah, I had a passion fruit martini. I had actually two.
Yeah,
Very nice.
It was a really nice night, but we were a bit whacked by the end of the night, so weren't to bed too late. But so it's a sea day today, and we're stuck out in the middle of the North Sea, heading up towards Norway. And there's activities on all through the day.
Exploring the ship today, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm going to go to some sort of art class or something like that. I think you're going to go and watch the football.
Football on today?
Yeah. We'll keep you posted. We'll let you know tomorrow.
All right. Check in tomorrow.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to day 2 of our Northern Lights cruise on P&O Arcadia. And it's a bit of a rocky morning. We've had a bit of an eventful night weather-wise. Storm force 10 winds during the night, which kept most of us awake, I think, including lots of our fellow passengers. You nearly fell out of bed, didn't you? Yeah, well, that was probably about when the captain said this morning at one point we hit hurricane force winds, and I'm assuming that's when I literally nearly fell out of bed. So it's been a bit of an eventful night, and it's obviously going to cause us problems today. At the minute, we're heading for shelter on the Norwegian coast at the minute because it is pretty lively out there, and the seas are very, very, very rough out there. So we're not out and about doing our vlog today on the deck because it wouldn't be safe, and the decks are all closed, as is a lot of other things. Anyway, let's talk about yesterday. And it was a day at sea. And it was a nice day at sea. We had some of the best and some of the worst of cruising with P&O yesterday. So breakfast was okay. It was all right. One of the obvious things about breakfast is that if you want a buffet breakfast and you don't want to use the main Meridian restaurant, the buffet's far too small for the complement of passengers that are here. I mean,
we had to share a table with someone in the
sharing
end,
tables. I mean,
We've never had to do that before.
No, there's just not enough seating space, and you can tell that makes people unhappy as well, isn't it?
But today we couldn't even fit in, could we? No. We had to go out into the swimming pool area.
We had to go into the indoor pool area just to sit and eat breakfast this morning, but. So that is an issue. I mean, we found that on other P&O ships that they try and drive you into the main dining restaurants and stuff like that for meals and stuff. But if you someone that just likes the ease and simplicity of just a small breakfast at a buffet, P&O don't seem to do that particularly well, which is a shame really. But there you go. So that was that yesterday, and then we had some reading time. And one of the other sort of issues with P&O is that if you want to go and get a coffee. We went to the Crow's Nest area. The service is quite an issue in that
we waited 45 minutes, didn't we? 45 minutes, didn't get anything.
Staff are lovely. They're so friendly. They're so polite. I mean, our cabin steward is amazing, and the staff you see around the ship are amazing, but there's just not enough of them. And we were in the Crow's Nest, And you say we were sat there for 45 minutes, and they were acknowledging us, saying, "We'll get to you in a minute. We'll get to you in a minute." 45 minutes later, we still hadn't got a coffee or a drink, and so we ended up trying to make our own way somewhere else.
We went and made a cup of tea, didn't we, somewhere?
Yeah, and that's the end of going back to the buffet restaurant where you can get tea, coffee and water. That's all you can get, tea, coffee and water. But by that time we were so parched, we thought, well, we'd have that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that aside, all the grumbles with P&O, and we've had these issues before with P&O, there are some really good bits on P&O. I mean, last night's speciality dining was particularly good, wasn't it?
That was amazing, yeah.
So we went to the Ocean Grill with the Marco Pierre White themed restaurant here. It wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
You know, it worked out about £30.
A shout out to the Parmesan bread.
Oh, yeah, the Parmesan bread was really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was about £30 just over for the pair of us. Obviously, less drinks, of course. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really good.
Brilliant
food.
service.
Great service. Nice setting.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. And you had a good session. Activity with the headliner theatre company, didn't you?
Yeah, that was really nice. It was like a little choir, and they were teaching us how to sing, and we did Sweet Carolina, so that was a bit of fun. I enjoyed that, and I think they're going on through the cruise. They're going to do other ones, so we'll practice that one, and then we'll learn other songs. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
For me, one of the pluses about P&O is the live sport. I mean, there's live sport on in the Rising Sun pub yesterday. Premier League football, got to see my team win. And and there was the Rugby World Cup on in the evening, which was not such a great result for us. But I mean, that's really good, and P&O do that really well. And it was nice just to catch up with fellow passengers and chat and talk sport and all that. So that was really, really good. So that was that yesterday, wasn't it? It was quite nice. It was dress up black tie night last night. Most people kind of did it, didn't they? But you couldn't go anywhere if you weren't dressed up. You were pretty much confined to the buffet if you didn't dress up.
Yeah. Well, you forgot about my art class.
Oh, yeah, what about your art class? Another good example of P&O just trying to take money off you all the time, isn't it?
Well, there was this art class by John Hall, and it just said that, you do a bit of watercolour and things like that. So I thought, that would be nice, you can do a bit of art. I quite enjoy a bit of art. So went along to it, actually found out that you either had to bring your own paints or you had to buy them. And you had to buy the paper as well and things like that. Just things that you wouldn't think, it would be like an activity that you could just go and join in. But no, it's getting money out of you again. So I didn't do it in the end. It's
kind of a theme on a P&O cruise. I mean, even you don't get water in your cabin, or there isn't no drinking station down on the deck. You have to go all the way to deck 9 to get a glass of water. Yeah. Although they'll sell you 6 cans for £7.65. And they'll drop them to you. It's kind of a bit of a P&O thing. They do try and look for opportunities to take more money out of their passengers. But having said that, the upfront costs were cheap. So
we got it for a song, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a low cost cruise at the end of the day. So they're trying to keep their money, recruit their money elsewhere. So today's going to be interesting. I said the pool's closed, probably the gym's closed. We haven't checked that yet, but I don't expect it to be open because the sea's really, really rough and it's rocking around everywhere. It doesn't sound like a good idea to be swinging weights around. They've already cancelled some of the activities like the church service and stuff like that. So I think the itinerary for today, the agenda for today is going to get radically changed. And you can't blame them. It's not their fault. It's just it's absolutely blowing a hoolie out there.
So it'll be lots of time for doing lots of reading, catching up on the books.
Good book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, really, isn't it?
Okay, tomorrow is a port day, so Andalsnes in Norway. Really looking forward to that. We haven't got any excursions planned, so we're just going to get out and do what we do best and use our feet to go and find out what it's like.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check in tomorrow. Take care.
All right, bye.
Well, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Andlesnes in Norway, and it's day 3 of our P&O Arcadia Northern Lights cruise. And spoiler alert, we were treated to the lights last night. I'll show you a bit of that later on.
Wow, they were amazing, weren't they?
So yesterday was a bit of a weird day because it started with like the crazy night from cruising night from hell, because we were in a storm force 10, maybe hurricane force gale as we came across the North Sea. None of us had had any sleep. I think anybody had. And half the ship was shut down in the morning as the captain took the ship to the shelter of the Norwegian coastline. And it did mean that it was pretty quiet yesterday morning on the ship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it really was a bit rocky and rolling. And
they suggested that that if you didn't have to get up and walk about, try and sit down or lay down, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And the seas were really, really rough, and the swimming pools were sloshing around everywhere, and it really was a bit of a crazy crossing across the North Sea. But once we got into the shelter of the Norwegian coastline, as we came up past Haugesund and Bergen, the winds dropped right off, and everything started open again. And so for us, yes, that was a bit of an odd one. It was, you know, we read our books in the morning, drank tea, coffee, had a nice coffee, didn't we, in the Costa?
Yeah, we went to the Costa. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, and then a bit of lunch.
Mooched about, didn't we? Just mooched about. And did a lot of reading.
Did a lot of reading, really good. So in the afternoon, everything started to open up again as the seas sort of calmed down. Went to the gym.
Yeah.
Really nice gym, actually. Very nice gym. Plenty of good modern equipment and a nice outlook across the front of the ship as well. That was quite nice. A little bit of fitness, burn off some of the calories we've been putting
Certainly
on.
need to do that.
Yeah. And what else did we do in the afternoon? That was pretty much it in the afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had a bit of a doze.
There wasn't. We didn't go to anything. There wasn't anything. But we did the quiz, didn't we?
Yeah,
the jukebox quiz.
That's right. We did the jukebox hero music quiz, and we didn't win.
No, we didn't do too bad.
It was a bit of fun. Wasn't it, the quiz? And then meal in the evening, and then it was the theatre group.
Yeah. That was Killer Queen.
So there's a bit of a Queen tribute thing going on there with lots of singing, dancing, a bit right up your street, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Top review out of 10?
I don't know, about 8.
All right, good. Well, you're the expert on these things. I'm not. Queen sort of thing you shouldn't touch, in my view. But there you go. Anyway, enough said of that. However, what was really good, just before 10 o'clock, announcement over the ship's tannoy. Captain said, "Get up on deck because the lights are out." And were we treated to a lovely show? We certainly
amazing.
were. They were gorgeous. They were visible with the naked eye, although only just. But once you got your phone out and you did the long exposure thing on your phone, the lights were really, really active, and you could. We were treated to some spectacular shows. So
third time lucky, hey? Because we tried twice before and never seen them, have we?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Thank you, Norway. And so we're in the Andlesnes this morning. It's our first proper port stop. We got off bright and early this morning. It looks really sleepy. There's not that much here in the village itself. A few shops, a few bars. There's a gondola ride up the mountain, which I'm looking forward to. We just bought our tickets for that. That was 440 krona.
Beautiful though, doesn't it?
Each, wasn't it? 440 krona each.
Yeah.
The gondola. You don't have to book an excursion. You can just turn up at the gondola ticket booth and buy your tickets straight up. And we're going to have a mooch around this morning. Anyway, that's for tomorrow, and we'll tell you about our fabulous day at Andalsnes tomorrow morning. Okay, cheers.
Bye.
Good morning from day 5. Thank you. Good morning from day 5 on P&O Arcadia, a Northern Lights cruise, and it's another day at sea for us today. But yesterday we were in the magnificent port of Andalsnes in Norway, which is down the far end of Andalsfjord, which was absolutely stunning. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Really, really enjoyed ourselves yesterday. So what did we get up to in Andalsnes yesterday? Well, it's a real sleepy place, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was quite quiet. We got a map, didn't we, when we got off? And we thought, what should we go and see? And we saw there was a little church.
Okay, yeah, so right at the end of the cruise dock, there was somebody giving out maps, which was great, and all the coach excursions were getting on. People were going up to the Troll Wall, and the Trollstigen, and there's the railway as well, the Rondels Railway, which people were getting on. They seem to be the main excursions. They look really quite good, really busy, lots of people going off on their nice trips. Weather was fine, so they would have got some good views if they went off into the mountains.
Yeah.
We took a walk, didn't we? We took that walk, we picked up the map, and we decided, crikey, we've been on ship for a few days, so we just...
It was nice to get out and walk, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
We enjoyed it.
Really sleepy. Hardly anybody around. It's not a big place either, is it?
No, really quiet. We walked to the church, but the church was closed.
Yeah, but it was a nice walk down through the village, across the river that goes into the fjord. Out the other side, we passed where some of the locals shop, and there was a Circle K and a Quickie Mart and a Remo 1000.
Which is one we went into.
Remo 1000, I think
we went in and bought a few bits, didn't we?
Yeah, lovely
snacks
local
and
supermarket, and good to get some local food, snacks and treats. Expensive, it's Norway, but really tasty.
Yeah, good.
So that was nice. So church was unfortunately locked, so we couldn't go inside, but it was a pretty spot, wasn't it?
Yeah. But before we went for the walk, we actually booked our slot in the gondola, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was really nice. So the gondola, which is the main attraction, as soon as you get off the ship, which goes up the mountain, you could actually book that there and then. You didn't have to book an excursion. It was relatively straightforward, not too expensive. We paid about £28.
It went about every half an hour as well, didn't it?
Goes every half an hour. Very, very easy. Yeah. So it's actually cheaper to book direct than to book through the cruise ship excursions as well. So that was a bonus.
Yeah.
So that was that. But after our walk, we came back down through the village. You could see you could actually climb the mountain yourself rather than take the gondola. Apparently, it's a very steep and arduous climb, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yeah. Yeah, and you certainly need to have a relative amount of fitness to do it.
Yeah.
And also the right clobber.
Or you could take the gondola.
Can't go in your high heels, can you? Yeah, we'll take the gondola, which we did.
At the top, the views are stunning, absolutely stunning. I mean, just jaw-droppingly beautiful. The best of Norway, amazing. Absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely.
There's a restaurant.
Snow on the top, wasn't there? Yeah.
There's a restaurant up there as well if you want a bite to eat, which is really nice. And there are a few small marked trails off the top as well that you can go on. And I think some people use that as a sort of a exploring base to go off into the mountains as well.
Yeah.
So, really worth doing the gondola.
Really
then we came back down. What did we do when we got back down? We had a mooch around the town, didn't we?
Yeah, we went bought a few gifts, didn't we?
Souvenir shops.
Fridge magnet.
Fridge magnets. Found a nice little coffee shop, Volant Coffee, which was lovely.
Oh, I had this lovely apple cake. Oh, delicious. Yeah, really nice.
And it was actually quite a nice little place just to mooch around and soak it up. I mean, the shops were open and there were people sort of mooching about, but there isn't a lot there.
No,
and
not a lot. But I think you just go there for the scenery, I think. Because the scenery is jaw-dropping, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So Northern Lights cruise, so it gets dark early. So before long, we were back on board and we were sailing back down Rondesfjord. And what we did this was that scenic sort of cruising element that you get on a summer Norway cruise. Because having done one of those previously, there's nothing better than sitting on the back of the ship just watching the fjord go by. Obviously, you don't get that on
it's all dark,
on a winter cruise, unfortunately.
Well, we went for our dinner, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we did see a little bit because it was just dropping light, wasn't it?
Yeah, we lost the light fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So that's that. In the evening, of course, everybody's expecting to see the Northern Lights again, like we did the night before, but unfortunately, that didn't happen for us.
They didn't show their face, did they?
No, they didn't show their face last night, which was a shame because we did have some clear skies last night, so it would have been nice to see them.
But at least we have seen them, so if we don't see them for the rest of the holiday, it doesn't matter, but it would be nice.
So today is another day at sea, and we've got beautiful clear skies. There's a lovely Arctic sunrise going off behind us.
Yeah.
So we're not sure exactly what we're going to do today. But
I'm going to get my binoculars out, and I'm going to search for whales.
There you go.
You never know.
And apart from the one that stood next to you, it's very easy to spot. Yeah. Okay.
Get the harpoon out.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a nice day at sea today. Hopefully we'll see some, sights at sea and some more scenery as we sail in towards Tromsø. But tomorrow is Tromsø, which I think is the highlight of the trip.
It is, yeah.
So, all right. Thanks very much. We'll give you an update tomorrow. Take care.
Bye. Hello. If you like our channel and you want to see more of us exploring and explore with us, please like and subscribe. It means so much to us.